Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। Dear devotees, please accept my humble obeisances at your lotus feet. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Ananta koti vaishnavrinda ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So today we will discuss the glories of Shri Gopal Bhatta Goswami, a dear devotee of Lord Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I would like to begin, because this is usually our Srimad Bhagavatam class. I would like to begin with a verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 9, entitled The Prayers of Lord Brahma to receive the creative energy from Lord Vishnu. Text 11, it's a very famous prayer. Tvam bhakti yoga paribhavitarit saroja आसे श्रुतेक्षितपथो ननुनाथ पुंसाम् यद्यद्धियात उरुगाय विभावयन्ति तत्तद् वपु प्रणयसे सदनुग्रहाय. Lord Brahma offered this prayer to Lord Krishna, saying, My dear Lord, your devotees can see you through the ears. Shrutekshita. Shruta means the ears, and Ikshita means eyes, to see. The devotees see through the ears by the process of bona fide hearing. Hearing about you, hearing Krishna Katha. And thus their hearts become cleansed. Their hearts become very pure. Tvam bhakti yoga paribhavita. By the power of your bhakti, being situated in your devotional service, their hearts become clean, and then you take your seat in their heart, in the lotus of their heart, Rit Saroja. You sit on the lotus of their heart. You are so merciful, Anugraha. You are so merciful to your devotees, Sad Anugrahaya. You are so merciful to your devotees that you manifest yourself in that particular eternal form of transcendence in which they always think of you. Yadya means whatever the devotees meditate on, whatever form the devotees meditate on, your form. Urugaya means Krishna, who is glorified very nicely. Urugaya, Krishna, whichever form your devotees meditate upon. Yadya. Suppose someone meditates on Krishna as Govinda. Someone meditates on Krishna as Radharaman. Someone meditates on Krishna as Madan Mohan. Someone meditates on Krishna as Radha Murlidhar. Whichever form your devotees meditate on, they come to know about you by hearing. They see you through hearing about you from Shastra, O Lord, Nath. And then, based on their hearing, their heart becomes purified. When the heart becomes purified by bhakti yoga, by devotional service, they naturally get attracted to a particular form of yours. That form becomes the Ishtadev, their personal worshipable favorite form of the Lord. And when they meditate on that form, yadya dhiya means to meditate, dhyan. When they meditate on that form, tattad vapu, that form you take and you sit in their heart and you manifest to them out of your anugraha, your mercy. Hari Bol. How beautiful it is. In essence, this verse means the devotees hear about Lord Krishna from the bona fide scriptures. They see Krishna through the process of hearing. Their heart becomes purified. When the heart becomes purified, the heart becomes naturally attracted to a particular form of Krishna. And then the devotees meditate on that form of Krishna, being pleased with them out of the mercy on those devotees. Shri Krishna manifests to them in that particular form that they want. Hari Bol. Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport, this is an excerpt from, I've just taken the beginning top part of the purport. It's a longer purport. In the interest of time, I did not take the whole purport. Srila Prabhupada says, the statement here that the Lord manifests himself before the devotee in the form in which the devotee likes to worship him. Someone may like to think of Krishna as Murlidhar. Someone may like to think of Krishna as Govinda. Someone may like to think of Krishna as Madan Mohan. All the three forms are there. In Brooklyn, we have Radha Govindaji. In the Potomac temple, we have Radha Madan Mohan. And in the Bhakti Center, we have Radha Murlidhar. In whichever form, in Radha Gopinath Mandir, we have Radha Gopinath Ji in Chowpatty, Mumbai. Whichever form one meditates on, that form Krishna will take and sit on the lotus of the purified heart of that devotee, and also sometimes manifest within and without, both internal and external manifestation, according to the demand of the devotee, according to the meditation of the devotee. So beautiful. This is the beauty of bhakti. This indicates that the Lord becomes subordinate to the desire of the devotee, so much so that Krishna manifests his particular form as the devotee demands. Hari Bol. We like to demand. Movies available on demand, Netflix, streaming service, Hulu or Hulu, whatever it is. Use demand and it will stream for you. This is the perverted reflection of the pure eternal principle that Krishna manifests to his dear devotees based on their meditation. Yadyadhya tat vapu. Vapu means body. Dhya means meditation. Yadyadhya, the way you meditate, tat vapu. That form Krishna will take. This demand of the devotee is satisfied by the Lord because Krishna is pliable in terms of the transcendental loving service of the devotee. It's out of love of the devotee that Krishna is conquered. This is also confirmed in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4, text 11. Again, very famous verse. Ye yatha mam prapadyante tam tathaiva bhajamyaham. I reciprocate with my devotees according to how they approach me. Dear devotees, there was once a very great devotee who lived in Sri Ranga Kshetra in South India, a very holy town on the banks of the holy river Kaveri, where Lord Ranganath Swami is worshipped. Lord Ranganath Swami is the ancient deity of Lord Narayan, who was worshipped by Lord Brahma. We just read the prayer of Lord Brahma from the third canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Lord Brahma worshipped Lord Ranganath. Then that worship was handed down in parampara through Narad Muni to the Vaivasvat Manu, Maharaj Ikshwaku, and in that way into the lineage of the solar dynasty, Maharaj Dashrath. And ultimately, that worship came into the family of Lord Ramachandra. And Lord Ramachandra gave the deity to Vibhishan to take to Lanka. But there was a very sweet pastime Leela where Lord Ranganath made Vibhishan stop at Ranganath Kshetra and he stayed there. And one of the main pujaris of Sri Ranganath Swami temple in Sri Ranga Kshetra was Sri Venkat Bhatta Goswami when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu visited South India in the year 1511 AD and stayed with them for 4 months. It's a very long story. We don't have any time, but I will summarize it very briefly. For 4 months, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stayed at the house of Venkat Bhatta. There were three brothers. There was Prabuddha Bhatta, Trimula Bhatta, and Venkata Bhatta. Venkata Bhatta was the middle brother, and he was married. He had a wonderful Vaishnavi wife, and he had an 8-year-old son whose name was Gopal. Gopal was born in the year 1503 AD, and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu visited Sri Rangam in 1511 AD, which means Gopal Bhatta was only 8 years old. And for 4 months, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stayed in their house, and Gopal would assist his parents and uncles in serving Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with great love, devotion, and enthusiasm. He would clean the place where Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was to take his meal. He would serve Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He would clean the place after Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had eaten. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would converse with his father, Venkata Bhatta, Gopal would sit at the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and gently massage Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's lotus feet. Gopal Bhatta was completely enamored by the sweetness and the beauty of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he just fell in love with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, just an innocent 8-year-old boy. He was helplessly drawn and attracted to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But he also felt great pain in his heart, seeing Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu clean shaven, sleeping on the floor, performing the austerities of a sannyasi, especially in the Chaturmas period, the 4 months of monsoon season, which are especially meant for austerities and penance. It gave great pain to Gopal Bhatta to see his darling Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu perform such austerities. But he would hear from the assistant of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Kalia Krishnadas, that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to be a householder. He had a wife, Sri Vishnu Priya Devi, Sri Lakshmi Priya Devi. He lived with his parents, Sri Jagannath Mishra, Sri Shachi Mata. He had many friends. He would perform wonderful pastimes in Navadvip Dham. And Gopal Bhatta's young tender heart longed to see that form of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He prayed to have darshan, to have vision of that form of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's when he was a householder. And one night, as he was sleeping, he saw a vision where Gopal Bhatta was in Navadvip and the Pancha Tattva, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Nityananda Prabhu, Sri Advaita Acharya, Sri Gadadhar Pandit, and Srila Srivas Thakur, along with their other associates like Srila Haridas Thakur, Kolavecha Sridhar, Shivananda Sen, Murari Gupta, and others. They were performing very sweet, beautiful Harinam Sankirtan. They were dancing, singing. There was so much ecstasy. And then suddenly, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Nityananda Prabhu, and Sri Advaita Acharya looked at little Gopal Bhatta and called him, "Hey, come here, come here." And in the dream, Gopal approached Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Nityananda Prabhu, and Sri Advaita Prabhu, and they were about to speak something to Gopal when the dream broke. The vision disappeared, and Gopal Bhatta woke up. Oh, he was palpitating. So exciting. He had just had The vision, the darshan of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with his blackish, soft, curly, flowing, luxurious hair. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu not wearing the drab dress of a sannyasi, but wearing beautiful silk dhoti uttariya, garlanded with many beautiful flower garlands, and also wearing many necklaces, armlets, and bracelets, and rings around his fingers, anklets, and he was so beautifully decorated, so opulently decorated. He was so happy to have darshan of that charming form of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But now that vision had gone. Gopal Bhatta just got up from his sleep and ran to the small little room where Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to take a rest. He just barged into that room and he saw Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sitting and smiling at Gopal. And little 8-year-old Gopal just ran into the lap of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and hugged him tightly because Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had fulfilled his desire of seeing Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the Purva Ashram in his form as a householder before he took sannyas. Such are the pastimes of Sri Gaurahari, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. 4 months went very quickly, and the day came when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was to leave the house of Venkata Bhatta and Gopal Bhatta. They leave Sri Rangam and move on his pilgrimage. You can only imagine the heart-rending, heartbreaking scene when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left. Staying with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu day and night for 4 months, conversing with him about the spiritual truths, hearing Krishna Katha from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, hearing the joking, friendly dealings of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Sri Venkata Bhatta, all that was going to come to an end. Gopal Bhatta fell at the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and started crying. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu looked at Venkata Bhatta and said, "My dear Venkata Bhatta, as a sannyasi, can I ask you for bhiksha?" Venkat Bhatta said, "Our life belongs to you, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Everything is yours. Please ask whatever you want." Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "I want your son." Venkat Bhatta said, "Why my son? My son, myself, my brothers, we will all come with you. We'll all be your servants happily. Why just my son?" And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "No, Venkat Bhatta, you should stay here and continue your service to Lord Ranganath. But please give me your son." Venkat Bhatta said, "Yes, take my son. He's yours from today." And Venkat Bhatta took the right hand of Gopal and placed it in the right hand of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and said, "He is yours." Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took the right hand of Gopal and placed it in the right hand of Venkata Bhatta and said, "Now I hand you my property. Gopal is mine. I hand him back to you. Please take care of him. Educate him in bhakti. Teach him Sanskrit. Teach him Vedanta. Teach him Srimad Bhagavatam. Make him expert in the Bhakti Shastras, in the devotional scriptures. And after he has served both of you means Venkata Bhatta and his good wife, please send him to Shri Vrindavan Dham and let him stay under the tutelage of Shri Rupa Goswami and Shri Sanatan Goswami in Shri Vrindavan Dham." Venkata Bhatta promised Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left Shri Rangam. From that day, Venkata Bhatta always looked at his 8-year-old son Gopal as if he was the sacred, holy property of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. No longer he saw him as his son. Never he engaged Gopal Bhatta in personal service ever again. He always saw him as the recipient of mercy and the holy sacred property of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He trained him very well, trained him in Krishna consciousness, taught him Srimad Bhagavatam. And Gopal Bhatta received Diksha and Shiksha, initiation and didactic teachings from his uncle, Sri Prabodhananda Saraswati Thakur, who also was a sold out follower, sold out servant of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When Sri Venkata Bhatta and his good wife departed from this world, Sri Gopal Bhatta Goswami came to Vrindavan. It was the year 1533, 1 year before Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's disappearance from this world. And as Gopal Bhatta arrived in Vrindavan, Sri Rupa and Sri Sanatan Goswamis were preparing to write a letter to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Every now and then they would write letters to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And when they saw Gopal Bhatta Goswami, they were so happy because Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had foretold them that Gopal will come. Please keep him as your younger brother and engage him in the same mission that I have given you. Krishna Prema, Krishna Bhakti, Seva Pravartan, Lupta Tirtha Uddhara Ar Vairagya Shiksha. Engage him in the same service of writing books on Krishna consciousness, showing the world what is love for Krishna, establishing holy places of pilgrimage, establishing high standard of deity worship, and demonstrating to the world what is the lifestyle and what are the duties of a renunciate. Sri Rupa and Sri Sanatan Goswamis in that letter, they included the information that Gopal Bhatta, the son of Venkata Bhatta from Sri Rangam, has arrived in Vrindavan and now he's staying with us as our younger brother. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu received that letter in Jagannath Puri, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was so pleased. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sent a reply from Sri Jagannath Puri Dham in a letter stating his satisfaction that Gopal had come and he was living under the guidance of Sri Rupa and Sri Sanatan Goswamis. And as a gift, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sent his own kamarpata, a cloth which served as a waist belt. He sent his own kopin for his dear devotee, Sri Gopal Bhatta Goswami, who was 30 years old. Hari bol. Gopal Bhatta Goswami was 30 years old. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sent his own kopin and kamarpatta for Gopal Bhatta Goswami. Sri Gopal Bhatta Goswami assisted Sri Rupa Goswami, Sri Sanatan Goswami, and Sri Madhu Pandit Goswami, who was in the line of Sri Gadadhar Pandit, in the service of their worshipable deities. Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna Jaya Vrindavan Shri Govinda Gopinath Madana Mohan. The three Thakurs, the three lords of the Gaudiya Vaishnavas, Madan Mohan, Govinda, and Gopinath, were being worshipped by Sri Sanatan Goswami, Sri Rupa Goswami, and Sri Madhu Pandit Goswami, respectively. And our dear Gopal Bhatta Goswami was their humble, devoted servant, assisting them. Gopal Bhatta was especially attracted to the beautiful lotus feet of Sri Madan Mohan. He was especially attracted to the
To the
broad
broad.
chest of Sri Gopinath, and he was especially attracted to the beautiful lotus face of Sri Govinda. After serving the Goswamis for many years in their service to their deities, Sri Gopal Bhatta Goswami was meditating on this particular verse, which is very famous and popular in Sri Vrindavan Dham. It describes the beauty of Sri Krishna. Kasturi tilakam lalata patale vakshasthale kaustubham नासाग्रे वरमौक्तिकं करतले वेणुं करे कङ्कणं सर्वाङ्गे हरिचन्दनं सुललितं कण्ठे च मुक्तावलीं गोपस्त्रीपरिवेष्टितो विजयते गोपालचूडामणि हरि बोल श्री कृष्ण puts a tilak of fragrant musk on his forehead. It's chandan mixed with kasturi. Kasturi tilakam, lalata patale. His forehead has a beautiful fragrant tilak. And vakshasthale kaustubham. The beautiful kaustubh mani rests on his chest. Nasagre varamauktikam. At the tip of his nose is a beautiful pearl jewel. Karatale Venum. On his fingertips, he plays the flute. And Kare Kankanam. And around his wrists, he wears beautiful bracelets. Sarvange Harichandanam Sulalitam. His entire body is decorated by the Vraj gopis with beautiful decorations of Gopi Chandan, Hari Chandan, Hari Bol. Kanthe cha Muktavali. And he wears a beautiful pearl necklace around his neck. We don't know whether he received it from Srimati Radharani or he will give it to Srimati Radharani. But he has a Muktavali, he has a pearl necklace around his neck. Gopastri Pariveshtito. He's surrounded by Srimati Radharani, Ashtasakhis, and many other gopis and manjaris. Vijayate Gopala Chudamani. The crest jewel Ujjvala Neelamani. Shri Krishna Gopal, Gopal Krishna. May he always be victorious. Hari Bol. When our Gopal Bhatta Goswami was meditating on this verse, he was thinking, oh, Krishna has lalat, but he has a forehead. Vakshasthal, he has a chest. Nasagre, Krishna's beautiful nose. Karatale, he has beautiful fingers. He has arms. Sarvange, his beautifully formed body. And he has a kantha, he has a neck. Oh, but my deities are Shaligram. What had happened was, few years ago, Gopal Bhatta Goswami came to Vrindavan in 1533. In 1534, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu concluded his earthly pastimes and disappeared from this world by entering into Sri Tota Gopinath ji in Jagannath Puri Dham. Few years after that, our Gopal Bhatta Goswami had a Swapna Adesh, which means he received an instruction in his dream from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that you go to Vrindavan and there you will, beg your pardon, Gandaki, you go to Gandaki in Nepal and there you will get Lord Hari, your worshipable deity. So our Gopal Bhatta Goswami traveled to Kali Gandaki river in northern Nepal, high up in the Himalayas near the Annapurna mountain range. And there he took his holy bath in the frigid waters of the Gandaki river. And it is said that 12 Shaligram Shilas jumped into his Kamandalu. He brought them as instructed by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu had said, you go for darshan to Gandaki and there you will get Lord Hari. So he got Lord Hari in the form of 12 Shaligram Shilas. As he was coming back, he was at a village near Haridwar called Devavandagram. And in that village, there was a great storm. So Gopal Bhatta Goswami, who usually slept under different trees every night, he took shelter in the house of a Brahmin. Very devoted Brahmin couple, but they had no children. In the morning, when Gopal Bhatta Goswami was taking their leave, the Brahman and the Brahmani, husband and wife, fell at the feet of Gopal Bhatta Goswami and begged him for blessings that they may have a Krishna conscious son so they could carry on their family lineage. And Sri Gopal Bhatta Goswami blessed them. May you have good progeny, devotee progeny. And the Brahman promised that if I get a son, I will bring him to you as your servant. And then Gopal Bhatta Goswami left. He came to Vrindavan and he continued serving his Shaligram Shilas. And then he's meditating on this verse and he's feeling so happy that Madan Mohan is so beautiful, Gopinath is so beautiful, Govinda is so beautiful, this verse is so beautiful, Krishna's beauty is so wonderful. But my Thakurji, my worshipable deity, Shaligram Shilas, they don't manifest this form. So it created some pain in the heart of Sri Gopal Bhatta Goswami that why I am not able to worship Krishna in a beautiful threefold bending form. Then one day, a great saint of Vrindavan called Sri Hariram Vyasji, he came and the devotees were celebrating Jhulan Yatra in Vrindavan, where Krishna is placed on a swing. Jhulan Yatra happens just before Balram Purnima, and they swing the deities. So this Hariram Vyasji, a very famous saint of Vrindavan, connected to the Radha Vallabh temple, Shri Radha Vallabh temple, he was singing and composing. He was a Ashukavi. He used to create beautiful devotional songs easily. And he was composing songs for the different deities of Vrindavan. And when he saw the Shaligram Shilas of Gopal Bhatta Goswami, he composed a song that said that, "Oh, beautiful Shaligram Shila, you look like a eggplant in a bowl of curry." Because Gopal Bhatta Goswami had also applied a lot of chandan. That yellow chandan looked like curry, and the Shaligram Shila looked like a smooth eggplant, bangan. So when Gopal Bhatta Goswami heard that, he he didn't feel too happy. Why is my Thakurji being compared to a eggplant in a curry? Of course, Hariram Vyasji was a good friend, and he said it in a humorous way. But that was the second incident when Gopal Bhatta Goswami felt that I should have a beautiful deity that has threefold bending form of Krishna. And then, my dear friends, the third incident happened where one merchant came to Vrindavan. He used to be called Sethji, and he wanted to give different worship paraphernalia to Madan Mohan, Govindaji, Gopinath, and all the principal deities of Vrindavan. And he was giving away gifts, clothes, jewelry, for the deities. And someone told him there is another devotee called Gopal Bhatta Goswami. He also does puja. You can give him also. So this Sethji, he gave jewelry, clothes, and everything to Gopal Bhatta Goswami for his worshipable deity. And Gopal Bhatta Goswami said, "Well, what will I do with this dhoti and chadar and necklace and flute? My Thakurji is just Shaligram Shila." This is the third time when Gopal Bhatta Goswami really felt pained in his heart that I really want a deity that I can decorate, I can worship, I can put dhoti on, I can put anklets, I can put bracelets, give a flute in the hand, put necklace, tie turban. He really felt very pained. The third incident. And the fourth incident was the Narsimha Chaturdashi the following year. Narsimha Chaturdashi, Gopal Bhatta Goswami was meditating on this very famous verse from Srimad Bhagavatam 7.8.17. Satyam vidhatum nijabhritya bhashitam vyaptim cha bhutesh akhileshu chatmanah adrisya tatyadbhuta rupamudvahan sthambe sabhayam namrigam namanusham. To prove the words of Prahlad Maharaj to be true, Satyam vidhatum nijabhritya bhashitam, that Supreme Lord who is present in everyone's heart. Vyaptim cha bhuteshu akhileshu chatmana. He's in everyone's heart. He's everywhere. That Supreme Lord, adrisha tatyadbhuta rupam udvahan. He manifested such a adbhut rupam, such a divine form. He showed himself. Adrishtya means he showed himself in a form that was never seen before. How? Sthambe sabhayam namrigam namanusha. From the Sabha Griha of Hiranyakashipu, his court, there was a stamba, there was a pillar. He came out from that pillar, Namrigam Namanusham. He was neither a human being nor animal. He was half man, half lion, Narasimhadev. When Sri Gopal Bhatta Goswami was meditating on this verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, he thought Hiranyakashipu did not even worship that pillar, but still Narasimhadev appeared from that pillar just to fulfill the desire of Prahlad Maharaj, the best devotee, Sri Prahlad Maharaj. Sri Gopal Bhatta Goswami that night on Narsimha Chaudhary, he was fasting, he was praying and praying and praying that, "Oh Lord, just like you appeared for Prahlad Maharaj from the pillar, please appear for me from the Shaligram Shilas that I have. I have 12 Shaligram Shilas. At least from one Shaligram Shila, you appear and manifest a form that I can decorate, that I can meditate on, that I can hug, that I can offer obeisances to. Please." I wanted to add some more things, but we don't have time for this, so we'll skip. We've already run out of time. So the cloth that Shetji had given, Gopal Bhatta Goswami, he covered his one of his 12 Shaligram Shilas was a Damodar Shila. He covered his Damodar Shila with that cloth. He would put all of them to rest at night. And next day morning, when Gopal Bhatta Goswami woke up, he saw that one particular Shila had become very big, around 12 inches big, which was quite surprising, covered with the cloth. And he uncovered and he found the beautiful form of Sri Radharaman Lal, who had appeared from the Damodar Shaligram Shila. Remnants of the Damodar Shaligram Shila were still visible on the rear, and Gopal Bhatta Goswami saw that his Radharaman was the most beautiful form. His beautiful lotus feet were like Madan Mohan, his beautiful face was like Govindaji, and his beautiful broad chest was like Gopinath. Gopal Bhatta Goswami was so ecstatic. He fell at the feet of Radharaman and went into a swoon of ecstasy. He called out to Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami. Some messengers ran to Rupa and Sanatan Goswamis and informed them that beautiful deity had manifested out of the pure love of Gopal Bhatta Goswami. Rupa and Sanatan Goswamis, Madhu Pandit Goswami, they all came running, and Shri Rupa and Sanatan Goswamis gave the name to the deity Radha Ramana, Krishna, who gives pleasure to Srimati Radharani. Hari Bol. And from that day, Shri Gopal Bhatta Goswami started worshipping Shri Radharaman with the highest standards of worship. I want to share so much more, but we really don't have time. We have to leave time for discussion also. But these are the six Goswamis of Vrindavan. Gopal Bhatta Goswami worshipped Radharaman Lal with the highest standards of worship that are being followed even today. And this is the pranam mantra for our six Goswamis of Vrindavan, which we should recite. It is the second verse of Srila Srinivas Acharya's Shri Shad Goswami Ashtakam. Srila Prabhupada used to love to sing this Ashtakam. नाना शास्त्र विचारिणैक निपुणौ सद्धर्म संस्थापकौ लोकानां हितकारिणौ त्रिभुवने मान्यौ शरण्याकरौ राधा कृष्ण पदारविन्द भजनानन्देन मत्तालिकौ वन्दे रूप सनातनौ रघुयुगौ श्रीजीव गोपालकौ. Srila Srinivas Acharya, who was a disciple of Srila Gopal Bhatta Goswamis, he wrote this Ashtakam and he's saying, I offer my respectful obeisances unto the six Goswamis of Vrindavan, namely Srila Rupa Goswami, Srila Sanatan Goswami, Srila Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, Srila Raghunath Das Goswami, Srila Jiva Goswami, and following Vaishnava etiquette, Srila Srinivas Acharya is mentioning the name of his Diksha Gurudev, the last, Sri Gopal Bhatta Goswami, who are very expert, Nipuna, in scrutinizingly studying all the revealed scriptures, Nana Shastra Vicharine, with the aim of establishing eternal religious principles, Sadharma Samsthapakau. For what reason? For the benefit of all human beings. Lokanam Hitakarinam Tribhuvane. Therefore, the six Goswamis are honored all over the three worlds. Tribhuvane, Manyo. Manyo means they are respected, honored everywhere. And they are worth taking shelter of. Sharanyakaru. Sharanyakaru. Why? Because they are constantly absorbed in the mood of the gopis and are engaged in the transcendental loving service of Sri Sri Radha Krishna. Radha Krishna Padaravinda Bhajananande Namattalikau. They are engaged in the intoxicating bliss of service to the lotus feet of Sri Sri Radha Krishna. This is a beautiful pranam mantra. I would like to conclude by enumerating the key events in the life of Sri Gopal Bhatta Goswami. He appeared in this world in 1503 AD, 1503 AD in Srirangam as a son of Sri Venkata Bhatta and his good wife. In 1511 AD, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu visited their home and they were able to spend 4 months in the service of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In 1533, at the age of 30, Sri Gopal Bhatta Goswami, after having served his parents, came to Sri Vrindavan Dham, and the letter was sent to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sent his gifts for Sri Gopal Bhatta Goswami in the form of his waist cloth and his kopin, which is his underwear. 1534 AD, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu disappeared just 1 year after Sri Gopal Bhatta Goswami came to Vrindavan under the shelter of Sri Rupa and Sri Sanatan Goswamis. In 1542 AD, Sri Radharamanji appeared. 1552, he met Gopinath Das, who was the son of that Brahman family in Devavandya Gram in Haridwar, where he met. They had a son, son was Gopinath, his brother was Damodar.
Hare
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Andar Ako Kamaniya
Jai Shri Shri Radha Muralidhar, Shri Gaur Chandra, Shri Varahan Singha. Thank you very much, Meru, for facilitating the darshan. Okay, dear devotees, welcome to the Afterglow. Adi Gadadhar Prabhu, will you be able to go over time, place, and circumstances with us? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for taking us to all the way to 1500 AD. It's unbelievable. What a journey. And I was thinking, Sri Gopala Bhatta Goswami at the age of 13, he was exchanging, he had darshan of Lord Chaitanya, and I grew up, smoking cigarettes behind the parking lot of the apartment complex I grew up in. He said, how am I in the same sampradaya with Sri Gopala Bhatta Goswami? What a mercy, what a gift that Srila Prabhupada gave us access to. Just a quick reflection by the Gadadhar Prabhu. Wonderful class. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. First of all, my apologies for going way over time. It will respond to your point, your question, Anand Bihari Prabhu. It is said every saint has a past, and every sinner has a future.
Yeah, that's me.
Uh,
I have a future. Thank
no, you
you.
have a past.
Fantastic. Yeah, I have everything.
future,
Sadly,
future is with Radha Murlidhar.
yes. Thank you, Prabhu. Sadvi has a question.
Yes.
Hare Krishna, and thank you very, very much for today. In my reading and understanding, the six Goswamis all are the incarnation of Manjaris, the mate of Radharani and so on, right?
Yes.
My question is it possible that we can come to close to that way of feeling, the way of desire that they had? Because they were Manjaris, they were not, if you say, they were not with much of bad baggage with themselves. You know what I mean? They came just to serve Lord Krishna in the form of Lord Chaitanya, right?
Yes.
So is it possible for us to come close to that way
Yes.
of serving? I mean, thank you.
Yes, Mother Sadhvi Devi. It is possible. And that is why Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is called Patita Pavan, one who uplifts the fallen. So we all have unlimited hope because of Lord Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Patita Pavan Hetu Taro Avatar Mosama Patita Prabhu Napai Behar. Sri Narottam Das Thakur has prayed that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came for the purpose of uplifting fallen souls like all of us. So when we try to become Rupanuga Vaishnavas, we try to become followers of Sri Rupa Goswami, Sri Sanatan Goswami, and we try to study what they are teaching us, as these teachings, pure teachings, are coming through Srila Prabhupada to us, through Srila Prabhupada's books like Bhagavad Gita, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Srimad Bhagavatam, and we try to apply those teachings under the guidance of our Guru Maharaj in our personal life. The way we chant, the way we meditate, we remember Krishna, we worship Krishna, we hear about Krishna, we read about Krishna. The way we will meditate, as that verse we saw, Yadyadhya Tattad Vapu, as we meditate on Krishna, that is the form we will get. And Srila Prabhupada tells us in that purport further down that that is how we get Swarup Siddhi. If I may do so, I would like to actually show you that purport. In the interest of time, I could not really uh, do the whole purport, but I would like to show that purport. Give me 1 second, I'll be very quick. Srila Prabhupada clearly writes that we should continue to meditate, and one day we will get something called as Swarup Siddhi. Swarup Siddhi means we can become like the Manjaris, like the Goswamis. So here, this is the verse you can see. Srimad Bhagavatam 3.9.11. You can note this down. This is the verse, and this is the verse that we studied today. I showed purport only till here, but if you go further down, Srila Prabhupada here very beautifully writes that we become attached to a particular form of Krishna. Each and every living entity is originally attached to a particular type of transcendental service because he is eternally a servitor of the Lord. For example, Sri Gopal Bhatta Goswami is Guna Manjari, and eternal service is to bring water for Radha and Krishna and also fan them with the chamar. That is the eternal service of Sri Gopal Bhatta Goswami. So we all have some service in Golok Vrindavan. This service will be awarded to us by Lord Krishna based on our meditation that we do when we are when we are serving as devotees in this material world. This particular attachment, I'm continuing to read Srila Prabhupada's purport, is invoked by practice of regulative devotional service to the Lord, which means the sadhana bhakti that we are doing, Vaidhi bhakti. And thus the devotee becomes attached to an eternal form of the Lord, exactly like one who is already eternally attached. Already eternally attached means the six Goswamis, because they are Nitya Siddha, they are Manjaris. So just like they are attached, we also become attached to a particular form of Radha Krishna. In our case, it may be Radha Murlidhar. This attachment for a particular form of the Lord is called Swarup Siddhi. That we, following in the footsteps of the Goswamis, we also become attached. Like Gopal Bhatta Goswami is attached to Radha Raman, Shri Rupa Goswami is attached to Radha Govinda. We also become attached to a particular form of Radha and Krishna, and we start serving them the way Gopal Bhatta Goswami served, the way Srila Sanatan Goswami served, the way Srila Rupa Goswami served. We start serving them the way Srila Raghunath Das Goswami served. And then when we make progress on that path, we will attain Swarup Siddhi. Swarup Siddhi means we attain our form in relationship with the eternal form of Radha Krishna in our particular relationship of service.
Thank
And
you.
yeah, we don't have
Thank
time,
you.
but we don't have time. But what you can
I
do,
will read
Subhati
it. I
Mataji,
will read it. I will read
yeah,
it.
you
Thank
read this and another purport. You can note it down. The purport to the last verse of Nectar of Instruction.
Nectar
Nectar of
of it.
Nectar of Instruction, verse 11. You read Srila Prabhupada's purport. He talks
Okay.
about how we can become manjaris in Golok Vrindavan.
Thank you.
Hare
Thank you
Krishna.
very much.
Thank you. Okay.
Pradumna Prabhu, what's your takeaway, please? Pradumna Prabhu. Unmute.
Hare Krishna, Danvat Pranam Adi Gadadhar Prabhu is a very nice. Some little curiosity that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stayed at Venkat Bhatt's home for 4 months. Generally, sannyasi don't stay maybe day or two, and they always travel. But because of the monsoon season, there was no choice. So that's why he stayed 4 months. And this is the Lord Leela desire, to have this Radha Ramanji to manifest and all everything. So this is very nice, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Jai Radhe.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Thank you, Pradyumna Prabhu. Thank you, Damodar Mata. Narottam Nitai Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. So, thank you, Brother Gadadhar Prabhuji, for class. I wanted to ask this question. Like, I've heard that to actually just to ask for the purport, you if you want to be in a certain mood of service or a certain I guess way of service um with Lord Krishna, that we have to maybe seek out that type of association when it comes to like different gurus or maharajas or even from a guru parampara. But I guess my question is does that still hold, or do we, or should we just like I said, take it from what you shared about the about the text, the 3911. um if that made sense. I don't know if I should repeat it. Maybe I should need to reform for him my own question. But Hare Krishna, back to you.
No, so I want to make sure I understood your question. You are saying, is it necessary to associate with devotees? Oh,
In this sense, yeah. So, if, for example, yeah. So, in the sense, um, if
yeah.
a devotee wants to aspire to render certain type of service, ideally in Golok Vrindavan, and in the spiritual world, do we aspire to be, you know, um, associated with like a Guru Maharaj that we know is there, for example?
Yeah, right, right. Yes, that is necessary, Narottam Nitai Prabhu, because this bhav, these sentiments and emotions for Radha and Krishna in a particular relationship, they come to us by the mercy of and from the heart of a devotee who is there. Because bhakti does not belong to the material world. Bhakti belongs to the spiritual world. There is an essay that Srila Gaur Govind Maharaj wrote about this. Bhakti is not a product of this world. Bhakti comes from the spiritual world. So when the loving devotees of Krishna descend from the spiritual world, in the recent past, it was Srila Prabhupada, for example. He came from Golok Vrindavan, and therefore, from the heart of Srila Prabhupada, by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, that bhav can enter our heart. Those that love, that those emotions can enter our heart. So we need to associate with such a guru. We need to associate with such shiksha gurus. We need to associate with such more advanced Vaishnavas in order to get that particular um, bhav, that particular love and emotions for Radha Krishna.
Understood, understood. So yeah, no, thank you for the and I wanted to also ask like here in Michigan, there's a couple temples. There's a Radha Kunj Bihari in Detroit established by Srila Prabhupada, and then recently there was Sri Radha Gopala Vallabha 2017 established by His Holiness Radha Swami Maharaj, and the devotees there. So my question is, so the mood is different from that perspective. One can understand, right? Like between the deities, and so Hare Krishna. I'll just end it there.
Yeah, we should. There are devotees everywhere who are like-minded and who can nourish our particular bhav that we are aspiring for, and we should seek it out. If we are sincere, we'll find that association.
Thank you. There are questions in the chat.
Okay, let me go.
Says,
Already scheduling the session.
I can read Prabhu. Krishna Gauda says, Hare Krishna, Namaste. In Bhagavad Gita, what is the difference between Bhakti Marg, Karma Marg, and Jnana Marg? Which of these three is the ultimate superior? Great question from Krishna Gauda.
Karma marg means to do work in this world according to the instructions of the Vedas and aspire for a happy life. When we add bhakti in this, it becomes karma yoga, where we perform activities for Krishna. We offer the results to Krishna for Krishna's pleasure. Jnana marga means to cultivate knowledge of transcendence, cultivate spiritual knowledge in order to become liberated from this world. When you add bhakti to it, knowledge of Krishna specifically, then it becomes Jnana Yoga. And Bhakti Marg means the path of rendering service to Krishna with love. And there are different processes of doing it, like hearing about Krishna, speaking about Krishna, remembering Krishna, offering pranam to Krishna, glorifying Krishna, worshipping Krishna. And this, according to Krishna, susukham kartum avyayam. Lord Krishna says this is the best, easiest, happiest process. And Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Yomad Bhakta Same Priya. A person who follows Bhakti Marg is very dear to me. So Bhakti Yoga is the best path. Karma Kand leads to enjoyment. Jnana Kand leads to liberation. Karma Yoga is a type of Bhakti Yoga. Jnana Yoga is a type of Bhakti Yoga. But straight on Bhakti Yoga as taught in the Vaishnava Sampradaya, Vaishnava Parampara, that is the best mark, where we give up everything and we focus only on pleasing Krishna, serving Krishna with love. Sarva dharman parityajya, mamekam sharanam raja, man manabha. Always think of Krishna, bhavamat bhakta. Krishna instructs us to practice bhakti marg. Yashashri, I had two questions. When Akrur came to receive Krishna, it was Vasudev Krishna who returned with him, whereas Nandanandan Krishna is eternally in Vraj. As it says, Vrindavan Parityaja Padamekam na Gacchati. So why it's said that Krishna did return to Vraj? As our body is made up of Panchabhut, then what is the Swarup of our soul? As in, what is it made up of? The Krishna who came back is to show the Brajvasis, because when Nandanandan Krishna stayed back in Vrindavan, he was in an unmanifested form. He was aprakat. He was not visible to the Vrajvasis. And when Krishna performed the Leela of coming back to Vraj, then Krishna became visible to the Brajvasis. Our body is made up of earth, water, fire, air, ether. The soul is Chinmay. It is made up of Satchid Ananda, eternality, full cognizance, and bliss. So these were your two questions. Uh, huh. So I hope that. So when, just to make it clear, the one who was born in Mathura as the son of Devaki and Vasudev is Vasudev, Krishna. Vasudev Maharaj carried him in the middle of the night, brought him to Vraj, and put him in the cradle next to Mother Yashoda, who had already given birth to Yashodanandan Krishna, Nandanandan Krishna. And Vasudev merged into Nandanandan Krishna. And Vasudev Maharaj took the daughter who was also born because Yashoda had twin pregnancy. She gave birth to Yashodanandan Krishna, Nandanandan Krishna, and she also gave birth to a daughter. That daughter was carried by Vasudev to back to Mathura. And then Kansa tried to kill, she flew and became Durga Devi. Now, Vasudev had merged into Nandanandan Krishna. The one who left Vrindavan was Vasudev, who went to Mathura and then Dwarka. And then he did the Leela of coming back. And when he came back, he again merged back into Nandanandan Krishna and became visible to the Vrajvasis. And Krishna kept himself invisible to the Vrajvasis for such a long time, simply to increase their love and separation for him. Okay. I think that's it, Prabhuji.
Esoteric Monday morning for us. Thank you, Adi Gadadhar Prabhu. Do we have anything else in the chat?
No, Prabhuji.
And Svarup, what is our Svarup made out of?
Our Swarup is made up of Satchidananda, Chinmay. It is spiritual substance. It is not earth, water, fire, air, ether, or any element available in the material realm. It is Chinmay. It is spiritual substance, which is Satchidananda. It is eternal. It is full of cognizance and all knowledge, and it is filled with bliss. That's our constitutional nature, Satchidananda.
Why do I have to pay taxes then?
Because we are not with Krishna yet in the spiritual world. We are in the material world. So we have to follow the rules and regulations of the material world.
Okay, I'll follow for a while. Traffic rules, taxes. So I can do it. Thank you, Adi Gadadhar Prabhu. Wonderful presentation, wonderful narration, singing, questions, answers. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Hare Krishna.
We see Sundari Radha is lining up the chanters. Sky, Hare Krishna. You want to chant loudly? Annabelle, Isaiah.
Morning. Yeah. All right. Annabelle, Isaiah.
Oh, wait.
Where?
There.
They're up here. Okay. I don't see them.
Wait.
Annabelle, Isaiah, Karen. Anybody see them?
They're in the temple room. Group.
Okay. All right, Sky, the floor is yours. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Jai
Thank you
Sky.
very much for today. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you, Jai, to everyone on this call and outside too. We love you. We need you. Happy Monday. Stay dry. Come again tomorrow. Srimad Bhagavatam never ends. The Leela never ends. Adi Gadadhar Prabhu never fails to give one.